Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Cardano because a lot of people are very curious, is Cardano about to go through a massive breakout and rally towards $5, or is Cardano continuing to trade sideways over the next couple of weeks? We're going to talk about what comes next on your favorite cryptocurrency that has smart contracts launching in a week, and we're going to be giving you guys a brief update on those as well. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. The very first thing we have to talk about here on Cardano is none other than the Alonzo update, and specifically the testnet. Amid much community fervor, Cardano's Alonzo testnet hard fork finally took place last week. The primary anticipation was behind the inclusion of Plutus smart contracts into the network, which would allow it to vastly expand its functionalities. After taking it for a spin, however, users claimed that Alonzo was not all that it was propped up to be. Ever since the first DApp, multi-complex DEX min swap, went live on the Cardano public testnet, many have complained about facing errors while trying to swap tokens and provide liquidity. The concurrency-related errors were addressed by the min swap on Twitter as well. You may be seeing an error message that says UTXOs are being used by the block a lot. That's the concurrency issue. We're working on that. We can also see down here, I hate to be dramatic, but public testnet UX at min swap DEX has been horrible. The UTXO model is simply unusable in DeFi systems due to the concurrency issue. Could someone please pull some clarification on how and when this will be resolved? So, there are some issues going on with the testnet, but that's why testnets exist in the first place. There's a lot of FUD going around that because there's some issues over on the testnet that Cardano's not going to have a successful launch on September the 12th when Alonzo launches. I don't think that's the case, and even if there are some issues immediately once Alonzo launches, of course, no cryptocurrency and no protocol is going to be perfect. We want them to be as good as possible, but I think that everything is going to be just fine with this. We can talk more about this in tomorrow's episode of Coffee and Crypto if you would like, but I wanted to look at the price because we have seen quite a bit of consolidation on ADA US dollars over the last couple of days. Looking at the daily chart, for example, the Bollinger Bands have constricted very much on themselves, and the reason for that is because Cardano has been trading sideways right below $3 ever since August the 23rd. About a week and a half ago, we said that Cardano was likely going to have a lot of sideways momentum right after it hit $3. We thought that maybe it would break up to $3.20, $3.30, maybe it would break a little bit higher, but realistically, it needs to calm down. We need to see some volume and volatility move into Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now we're seeing that happen. Ethereum rallied obviously up to $4,000, and Bitcoin is trading currently at $51.60 and that $51,600, and that's where a lot of the volume and volatility on Cardano went. But now there is potential for Cardano to break to the upside again. Looking down on the 4-hourly chart, there is, depending on how you draw it, either an ascending wedge or there's an argument to be made that there is an ascending triangle pattern right here on Cardano. I personally am more in the camp of the ascending wedge, and the reason that this is important is because ascending wedges typically break to the downside, whereas ascending triangle patterns like this typically break to the upside. So this is something I'm going to throw back to you guys. Give us tell us in the comments down below, do you think that Cardano in this case is in an ascending triangle pattern or in an ascending wedge and breaking bullish or bearish? I think it's very important which one it is, and there's a strong argument to be made for both. I personally think that we're in a rising wedge, which would see us actually breaking to the downside. Looking at some of our daily chart oscillators, we can also see the MACD is quite bearish. We have not seen a recovery on the histogram just yet, and the RSI is continuing to trend to the downside. In fact, there is a falling wedge on the RSI, which would indicate that we should be seeing a break to the upside. Falling wedges can be analyzed on the RSI the same way as they can be analyzed on the price action chart, and in this case, a falling wedge on RSI should indicate a rising of the price over the next several days. However, that is in conflict with our MACD and with our rising wedge, so we're seeing a little bit of dissonance of the technical analysis, as we say. One more thing to keep an eye on is the fact that we are still above the 20 daily exponential moving average. That is a critical level of support that cryptocurrencies oftentimes hold upon when they are in rallies. So right now we're seeing that happen. But in general, right now, guys, Cardano is not very strong. We've seen volume drop off massively. And while I am a member of the hashtag ADA gang, and I think Cardano is a great project, technically speaking, right now it has lost a lot of its momentum. So what happens next? Is this lack of momentum going to lead to a break to the upside or a break to the downside? Markets are cyclical. Typically speaking, whenever you see a market go into a period of low volatility, you should be looking for the next period of high volatility because markets move back and forth. You see on Earth, there's a day-night cycle. It's cyclical. The tides are cyclical. It's the same thing in cryptocurrency markets. They are cyclical. One thing will happen and then it'll go to another and then it'll go back. And that's what we see happen with volatility. Volatility will become very high, then very low, and then it'll cycle. So we're looking for a period of volatility to be coming in the next week or two, especially with Alonzo coming up. I personally think that we're going to see a run-up probably about a week from now. Actually, it's probably going to be a little bit less than a week from now, probably over around Friday to Saturday, around there. We're going to see a run-up on Cardano above $3. I think people are going to get very excited for Alonzo once it launches. Depending on how the launch goes, Cardano will either rally if the launch goes well or crash hard if the launch doesn't go well. But of course, I can't predict at this point in time how the launch is going to go. I think it will do just fine, though. So I think the next couple of weeks on Cardano, unless something changes with Alonzo, are going to be pretty bullish. So my prediction on Cardano is in the next week or so, we're going to break $3. We're going to rally up to the point where Alonzo launches, and then depending on how the launch goes, we will see what happens next from there. So let me know in the comment section down below, are you bullish on Cardano or are you bearish on Cardano? And I want to hear your price prediction. Mine is over $3 in the next week, but I want to know what yours is down below. Make sure to let us know, and also if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the fastest growing cryptocurrency analysis channel here on YouTube. It is our mission to bring you the highest quality, most educational, informational content every single day with integrity and humility to make you more profit here in the cryptocurrency markets. So subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, guys, it's going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.